special meeting of the Dale City City Council for September 23rd, 2025. Joe, would you call the roll, please?
Councilman Dean.
Here.
Councilwoman Finch.
Here.
Councilwoman Brown.
Here.
Councilman Tatum.
Here.
Mayor Eason.
Mayor is here. Would you rise, please, for the invocation? Lord, we thank you for this community that we live in. We thank you for the opportunity to serve. Lord, be with this council as we make these decisions for the community. Give us wisdom and guidance. Lord, help us to do your will. Lord, we thank you for all your blessings and all your goodness. In Christ's name we pray. Amen. Councilman Dean, would you lead us in the flag salute, please? Thank you. You may be seated. I know that wasn't on the agenda, but I just feel more comfortable if we were asking for guidance and pledging allegiance before the meeting. It just makes me comfortable. So, thank you for that. We're going to go right into the consent docket. We have very few items on the council side. And if you wish to speak on one of these items, I will allow time for the public to speak on the agenda items. Since this is a special meeting, we're not going to have just an open non-agenda item portion. We'll do that in the regular meetings. So let's move on to item number 2. Discussion, consideration, possible action to approve the following items by unanimous consent with one motion. Item A is a budget amendment for fiscal year 2025-2026 as shown in Exhibit A to the council agenda. Item B is a budget amendment for the fiscal year 2024-2025 as shown in Exhibit B to the council agenda. Do I hear a motion?
Make a motion to approve the consent docket A and B.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Take the vote. Councilman Dean.
Aye.
Councilman Tatum.
Aye.
Councilman Brown.
Aye.
Councilman Finch.
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. The motion is carried. We're going to move on to item number 3, ACOG Interlocal Agreement for Series 2025-2026. Discussion, consideration, possible action to approve or deny entering into an interlocal agreement between the Association of Central Oklahoma Governments, ACOG, and the City of Dale City for the 2025-2026 Series program awarded to Dale City for the Revitalizing Rose Lane project. Authorize mayor to endorse same. Do I hear a motion?
I make a motion that we approve.
Authorize mayor to endorse same.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? JD, I got to say congratulations on winning this grant. Good job. Tell your staff.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Let's take the vote. Councilman Finch.
Aye.
Councilman Brown.
Aye.
Councilman Tatum.
Aye.
Councilman Dean.
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. The motion carries. Move on to executive session. Item 4. We don't have a city attorney today, do we? Discussion concerning confidential matters pertaining to pending investigations, claims, and actions, including but not limited to concerning participation in the settlement agreements with the Purdue Pharma LP and members of the Sackler family, and with the secondary opioid. Say that for me, somebody. Opioid, thank you. I could not get that out. The secondary opioid manufacturers, Alvogen Incorporated, Anil Pharmaceuticals Incorporated, Aptex Incorporated, Hakima Pharmaceuticals USA Incorporated, Endeavor Incorporated, Myler Pharmaceuticals Incorporated, Sun Pharmaceutical Industries Incorporated, and Zydus Pharmaceuticals, and taking appropriate action in open session, including possible authorization to settle claims pursuant to Oklahoma Statutes Title 25, Section 307B4, as the council, on advice of its attorney, has determined disclosure will seriously impair the ability of the council to process the claim or conduct a pending investigation or litigation in the public interest. I believe that we do have, this justifies action from the executive session. I'll entertain a motion to recess to executive session.
Make a motion to recess to executive session.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Take the vote. Councilman Finch.
Aye.
Councilman Dean.
Aye.
Councilman Tatum.
Aye.
Councilman Brown.
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. Motion carries. We are now recessed for executive session, and he's starting the time clock. back. Okay. I will entertain a motion to resume the city council meeting.
Motion to resume resume the city council meeting from the executive session.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? Take the vote. Councilman Dean.
Aye.
Councilman Tatum.
Aye.
Councilman Brown.
Aye.
Councilman Finch.
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. We are now resumed with the city council meeting. We're up to item number 5, action from executive session. Discussions, consideration, possible action deemed appropriate, if any, arising from discussions held in executive session concerning confidential matters pertaining to pending investigations, claims, and actions, including but not limited to approval of resolution number 092525A, voting to participate in the settlement agreements with Purdue Pharma LP and members of the Sackler family and the Alvacon Incorporated and Amneal Pharmaceuticals Incorporated, Apotex Incorporated, Hakima Pharmaceuticals USA Incorporated, Endeavor Incorporated, Mylan Pharmaceuticals Incorporated, Sun Pharmaceuticals Industries Incorporated, and Zydus Pharmaceuticals, and authorizing the mayor of the city of Dale City or the mayor's designee to execute the subdivision participation from the city's participation in the settlements with Alvogen Incorporated, Amneal Pharmaceuticals Incorporated, Apotex Incorporated, Hakima Pharmaceuticals USA Incorporated, Endeavor Incorporated, Mylan Pharmaceuticals Incorporated, Sun Pharmaceuticals Industries Incorporated, and Zydus Pharmaceuticals, as the council, on the advice of its attorney, has determined that disclosure will seriously impair the ability of the council to process the claim or conduct pending investigation or litigation in the public interest. I would entertain a motion.
Make a motion to proceed as discussed. Mayor to endorse same.
Second.
Do we need to authorize the resolution?
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Take the vote. Councilman
Mayor,
Finch. I'm sorry.
it
but-
seems like we had the resolution. We should authorize the resolution as well in this.
Yes, Ed, would you add that to your motion?
Your mic.
To add the resolution number 092525A.
Okay, and you'll amend your second?
Second. Amended.
Okay. Any further discussion? Take the vote. Councilman Finch.
Aye.
Councilman Brown.
Aye.
Councilman Tatum.
Aye.
Councilman Dean.
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. The motion carries. We are going to move on to, oh, no. I would entertain a motion to adjourn the city council.
Make a motion that we adjourn from the city council meeting to the Dale City Municipal Services Authority.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Take the vote. Councilman Dean.
Aye.
Councilman Tatum.
Aye.
Councilman Brown.
Aye.
Councilman Finch.
Aye.
Mayor votes aye. The city council meeting is now adjourned. We are now calling to order the Dale City Municipal Services Authority. Joe, would you call the roll?
Councilman Dean.
Aye.
Trustee Finch.
Here.
Trustee Brown.
Here.
Trustee Tatum.
Here.
Chairman Eason.
Chairman is here. Get to the right page. All right, we will begin at item number 2, Resolution Appendix A, Resolution of Municipal Services Authority repealing and replacing Article 2, Water, Section 6, Capital Improvement and Water Surcharge. Discussion, consideration, possible action to approve, approve with modifications, or deny the resolution number 0925-2025B. A resolution of the Dale City Municipal Services Authority, City of Dale City, Oklahoma, repealing and replacing in its entirety Section 6, Capital Improvement Water Surcharge of Article 2, Water of Subpart 1, Resolution number 020684G of Appendix A, Resolutions of Municipal Services Authority amending surcharge rate and deleting annual increase, repealing all conflicting resolutions and providing for severability, and authorize the chair to endorse same.
So
Make
if
a
I
motion-
can if I could make a request first, before we even start looking into the motions, if we can just open discussion on each one of these items individually. All of you will see the attached proposed language that we are asking on staff to make some modifications so that everything will flow properly, because some of them have been written a little bit odd in the years past, and we're trying to clean up all of that language in one fell swoop. So with everyone's permission, if we could take these one at a time, discussion before we move into the possible action.
Make a motion that we discuss item 2.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Take the vote.
Oh, wait, should he,
We're just opening the discussion. We're
okay,
not voting.
but should he, to make the motion, should he make the resolution number, make sure that each resolution is documented as far as the discussion?
You want to?
I said item 2. That would include discussing every part of this thing. Now,
Yeah, we're just opening it for discussion. We're
Right.
We're not,
Okay.
yeah, we're not actually voting on the item. Okay, the motion was, Michael Dean, would you repeat your motion, please?
Make a motion that we open discussion on item 2.
And Claudia, you have the second? All right. Anything else before we vote on opening the discussion? All we're voting on is opening the discussion. All right, let's take the vote. Councilman Dean,
Aye.
Councilman Brown,
Aye.
Councilman Tatum,
Aye.
Councilman Finch.
Aye.
And the mayor votes aye. The discussion is now open. City manager, would you like to lead us off, or do you have somebody appointed?
Hello.
Hello.
So on the water capital improvement, we are proposing that this go to $1.23 per 1,000 gallons of water consumed. As a reminder, the capital outlay fees are determined by the sewer rate. The sewer rate is determined by the average consumption during the winter months. So we are proposing that it go to a minimum of $1.23 per 1,000 gallons of water consumed, and then this would be dictated in future years by the inflation rate, according to the modified verbiage that you all received.
Change it. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good.
Brittany, this is just for the water
Water capital
capital
improvement, yes.
improvement.
So it's
And
seven.
just-
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you
I'm sorry, so just for everybody's knowledge, this is trying to make sure that we don't have anything crazy or anything else. Is I did provide a list from another, from another city of what theirs is at. And so I did try to highlight it to where you could see it. And then, like I said, just to make sure that there's nothing that's insanely crazy that we're looking at, or hopefully everything is less than our sister cities, so.
Well, let's get out in front of this first of all, and let's say that the reason we're considering these increases is the cost of living, the cost of insurance, the cost of fuel, the payroll cost, all of these costs, the cost of equipment have gone up.
Correct,
Right now, we're at 75 cents per 1,000 gallons of water.
correct.
Most homes use between 1,000, 2,000, or 1,000, 3,000 gallons.
Our residential average runs between 3,000 and 5,000 gallons per month.
And we're talking about increasing this to $1.23, is that correct?
Per 1,000 gallons,
Per
correct.
1,000 gallons.
Correct.
So we're talking about 47 cents per 1,000 gallons.
Correct,
If you use 4,000 gallons a month, and that's a fairly large consumer for residents, it's 47 cents times 4.
correct.
which is less than $2 a month. That's what we're talking about here. It's less than $2 a month. The reason we're raising these rates, the reason we're adjusting these rates is we have to keep up with the cost of the expense of treating the water, pumping the water, the electric, to operate all the
Correct.
water system.
The capital outlay funds are big needs. These are all costs associated with infrastructure, more so than operations. So these are the big ticket items.
And this is what we need in order to continue producing first-class water service to our customers.
Correct.
Right.
Yes, sir.
And the capital outlay money for water is specifically going to the water treatment plant and the water line maintenance departments.
Correct. That is a restricted fund. It cannot be used for anything other than water distribution system in Dell City.
Brittany,
Are-
to start this whole segment off, you have done comparisons for all the local cities and worked off of those figures, right?
Absolutely. And just to clarify, this has not just been staff doing comparison. We have actually used professional financial people that have compared us to comparable cities who have also confirmed that we are still going to fall under the threshold of a lot of the comparable cities.
Roughly, how long has your staff worked on just getting it to this?
We have been working on this for close to a year.
Yes.
Awesome. Thank you.
Just to make it clear, we're not trying to compete with other cities.
No.
That has no bearing in it. The only
No.
reason we're talking about the rates other cities are providing is just to show a comparison of what a great bargain we are getting and we will still be getting as residents of Dell City.
Correct.
We are not trying to compete with anybody, but this is a needed increase to keep our infrastructure in place and to continue an uninterrupted supply of water to our citizens.
Correct.
That's the purpose behind this.
Yes, sir.
Just the fact that we're so far behind on doing this, we didn't have anything set up in our system to automatically make an increase as far as inflation. I mean, we all know that 8 years ago, things have increased so much just for supply and labor.
Absolutely.
So it's not that we're trying to compete, like the mayor said, but we are trying to just come up and at least be comparable so that our city can pay for these services.
Brittany, do you have anything else before I open the floor?
No, sir.
Don't go away.
Oh, okay.
Is there anybody in the audience that would like to speak on this subject? Yes, ma'am, come up.
I just have a question.
Would you step to the podium and state your name and address, please?
Sure. This is totally impromptu, sorry. Yes, my name is Sandy Hightower, and I live at 3221 Epperly Drive. My question here is, this is number 2 resolution. This is a capital improvement water surcharge, and you're making it like a 40-something cent per month increase for this year. Then it's going to increase every year the same as our inflation rate increases. Is that what I'm hearing?
If the inflation rate increases, if the inflation rate goes down or doesn't change, then there will be no change.
It will stay
to
the same.
surcharge, correct.
And this is based on our sewer usage, not our water consumption.
Correct, because your sewer usage is based on your water consumption. We average it in the winter months.
Correct.
Which theoretically should be your lowest usage months.
Okay. The winter months billing date or the winter months usage date?
Excuse me.
that's-
Excuse me just a second. I just got to interrupt because I
Okay,
think
that's fine.
I think we got a little off the trail. This is water usage rate. It has nothing to do with sewer.
Right, this is fresh, this is fresh.
This is your
It's-
drinking
it's-
water.
So it'd
That's
be-
another issue. The sewer
Sorry.
is a separate item.
No, but she said.
Sorry, if we can let Brittany give the
Okay.
explanation,
Go ahead.
please.
Yeah, so the capital outlay, how we charge it is, it's determined by your sewer rate. So everything comes full circle at the end. So you have your 3 months winter usage, we take the average of that, that's what your sewer rate is for the rest of the month. If you get averaged at a 2, then your water capital outlay gets charged at a 2 and your sewer.
Excuse me just a second. We're talking about the rate of the water that is supplied to the house per 1,000 gallons.
Water capital outlay.
That's correct. That, we're not talking about sewer usage, that's a later item. So all we're talking about is the cost of the water at your tap.
And so what the mayor and I both think is it shouldn't change based upon, it should only be based upon how many thousands of gallons you use.
Yeah, it has
So if you use
nothing-
10,000 gallons, it should be $12.
Exactly, but what this
But,
is-
excuse me, ma'am, because we need to get Ms. Parrott to, yeah, that's what we think is that the water capital one should be based upon actual amount delivered, whereas
Yeah.
sewer would be based
Usage.
upon what your.
You would like to see a fluctuating capital outlay every month?
No.
No.
Yeah, yes, it would be.
That's what
Yes,
you're
it would be.
requesting.
Yes, it would be.
Because it's locked in right now based on the sewer rate. The sewer rate is determined by the water rate.
Well, it would actually fluctuate annually based on inflation rates.
And, no.
It wouldn't be monthly.
No, so
So,
the question is this for the capital thing? It says the amounts are based upon per 1,000 gallons of usage.
Right.
Usage and being with a freshwater usage should be based upon whatever number that you use. So if you use 3,000 gallons, like in our little proposal here, it should be 3,070 cents.
That's
But
correct.
if you use 10,000 gallons, it should be basically
Whatever the scale is.
yes, $11 and 20, 12. So
Okay, I'm-
we need to finish this little part real quick.
Okay,
But if you can wait, ma'am.
okay.
Sandy, bear
you-
with us just a second.
Yeah,
please.
this is an
Just one
important
second.
discussion here. This
Yeah,
is all of
it
a sudden so you're saying that currently is that currently she's saying is that these rates stay the same all year round.
Yes. They do not change monthly right now. They are determined by the annual sewer rate.
You're confused. I think where the confusion is coming from is we're not saying that the rate per 1,000 gallons is changing. That's not what we're saying at all.
Right.
What we're saying is it fluctuates by usage. How many thousands of gallons you use is what determines your water bill. But this will be adjusted annually based on inflation. So annually, it will be adjusted. We're not saying a different water bill every month. We're saying the amount charged per 1,000 gallons will be adjusted annually.
Right. But how it is, so just bear with me, in order to get here, we have to start back here. So we take your winter months consumption, we determine what your sewer rate is. You get locked into that for the rest of the year, right? Regardless of how much water you use. So let's say you lock in at a 5. That's saying on average you use 5,000 gallons, so we're gonna charge you monthly sewer cost as if you're using 5,000 gallons a month. We do the same thing with the water capital outlay and the sewer capital outlay. If you get locked in at a 5 on the sewer, you're locked in at a 5 on the water capital outlay and the sewer capital outlay, and then you pay 5 times whatever that rate is all year long.
And that's what it currently is.
Correct.
So right today, that's what.
I understand that. I'm just dealing with the cost per 1,000 gallons of water. We're not talking about sewer rates at all. That's not what I'm saying.
And
We're disconnected, aren't we?
no, I think that you have discovered that there is a problem between you and I, just, thinking, and what the actual is. So actually, that rate stays the same in July, just like it does in the actual amount that you're charged. So if you're getting charged $5 and
You're talking about sewer rate.
no, water
rate.
Both rates,
water
both
rate.
rates stay the same. So if you get charged $5 in the winter, you get charged $5 in the summer. Even though you use 10 times the amount of water in the summer than you do in the winter, it stays the same, and that's the way it currently is. But you and I are both going, this is silly. You have to design your water facility based upon your max usage. And your max usage is wearing and tearing on all 4 of the pumps that we use, all the more during the summer. So shouldn't you be charged the capital outlay based upon the usage that you use? So you and I are both thinking this, but this is just a question about whether or not we're going to have to change the way that utility bill.
Right, the only number that changes on a monthly bill is the water.
water
Everything
usage.
else is locked
Right.
in, and it's the same 12 months.
Yeah, and I understand the rates are set by your water usage in the winter, I get that.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is the rate, future rate increases will be based on cost of living or inflation.
Right.
Annually.
Right.
That only changes annually. I'm not talking about sewer rate, I'm not talking about how many gallons you're using, I'm talking about the
The dollar amount, correct.
dollar amount.
Yes,
That's what I was trying to get to.
yes. And maybe I confused you because we call it the sewer rate. And so I'm saying rate as this rate and your rate, dollar
I'm thinking
rate.
fresh
Yes, correct. Yes.
Okay. Sandy, we've argued this out. You're welcome to come back up, and we apologize for the interruption. We had to clear some confusion, and we probably got everybody else confused now.
And I understood what she was saying.
Okay.
Because it is the rate, but that's just a one small part of our water bill.
That's true.
That's the outlay cost of our water bill.
Mm-hmm.
As I'm looking down through this agenda, and I'm sure we're gonna discuss more, I want you to understand that that's just 48 cents for one piece of our
Correct.
water bill.
That's correct.
Which seems like nothing. You know, it seems like not much of an increase. But as we look at the whole thing and what I've read about it and proposed about it, I think we're gonna see that this is not just 48 cents. But I understand what you're saying. This, and you're right, it does need to be updated because we're working with prices back in 2010s, and this is the 2020s. And I understand that I have a feeling that the city of Dale City has not looked at their infrastructure stuff in a long time.
I said, we look at it
You look-
constantly. We
but
haven't been
no,
able to afford it,
but I meant
unfortunately. Yeah.
before this group of people, you know, and it was always just, that was it. So that's all, that was the point I wanted to make, was just that this is just one small piece, correct?
That's correct. And we're going to address
Thank you.
each piece individually.
Okay.
So that's why there are all these items. Okay.
And I do want to also just highlight what has already been highlighted, is that we, after thorough research with your team and what we've also done on our end, even with these increases, we are still going to be the lowest compared to others around us. And I know some of us don't like to hear that, but it's also just letting you know that we are just trying to catch up. We are not overextending ourselves or reaching out to something that we don't deserve or that we can't handle. I think this is something that's going to at least give us a good foundation, something that we can build up off of. And like you said, in the past, they never thought about putting aside money for infrastructure that would, you know, eventually fail. We were very happy about putting it there, and then, you know, we clapped and that was it. But now we realize that everything that we're investing in, we have to make sure that there's going to be a pocket that will continue to make sure we're investing in everything that we're doing in the future. So this is just catching us up. Nobody is pocketing anything extra. We're not, you know, doing too much. This is just enough to get us above water.
I feel the need to defend our predecessors. They did think about the infrastructure. They did not foresee the amount of inflation that we've incurred in the last 15 years. So in defense of the people that came before us, they did what was appropriate for their time in their rate of inflation. But now that is obsolete, and we're updating it. And that's really the bottom line. We're just updating the cost of providing clean water to the city. And this is just the first part of your monthly bill. We're going to address each section as we go through this.
Jim Hightower, 3221 Epperly Drive. In our city, if you look at the water mains and the sewer mains, the mains, how long are they good for? I've read anywhere between 80 and 100 years, depending on the type of soil And if if it's very acidic and stuff, it's gonna affect the water main, all that kind of stuff. And I don't think our soil is all that acidic.
Jim, excuse
I'm
me,
just-
can I insert
Yes.
on your comment there? We have red clay here.
Right.
Red clay is known for expansion and contraction with dryness and wetness, and that hurts the water lines more than acidity.
Right.
It's the ground movement
Right.
during wet seasons and dry seasons.
Right, but does that affect the smaller joining pipes than the big mains and stuff? And I was just wondering how, critical we are as far as having to replace the mains, the big ones.
You're asking
for
about the
sewer.
quality of the construction?
Yes.
Gotcha.
That's all I'm
Chris,
asking
would you
about.
like to
Thank you.
answer this?
Chris DeRoy, Line Maintenance Supervisor. So average lifespan for a main itself is expected to be 50 years. We've exceeded that by a long shot. We've got very small sections in the city that are within 10 years old. We still have some asbestos concrete, which is not the asbestos that we got to go and do all this stuff, but it is a concrete line. We still have concrete water mains in this city that are well over 80 years old. Most of our water lines in this city are ductile iron, and they're all over 50 years old. A lot of our infrastructure is well past its timeline. As far as the sewer mains, most of the mains in the city are clay sewer mains. They were designed for 30 to 50 years. And they are just, like the mayor said, the expansion and all that, well, it's clay tile. If the ground moves, clay tile has a tendency to crack, and then it's gonna start causing root intrusion through the cracks, water intrusion through the cracks, which develops into sinkholes, and y'all have already approved 3 this year of emergencies that have happened from big sinkholes that happened because of a crack that just kept getting bigger. And we do have also concrete sewer mains. That's 60-plus years old. So there is a lot of aging infrastructure, and so the soil, yes, we do have red clay. It is getting more acidic. We're starting to notice stuff that was in the ground that got put in the ground in the last 20 years. The zinc-coated bolts are rusting off within 20 years. So the cost to do that has just increased tremendously. I actually priced some small equipment that we had bought a new piece of equipment the year before I began, and that piece of equipment was $50,000. I got a new quote to replace an older piece that's the exact same version. That piece of equipment quote came in at $95,000 just last week. So I'm seeing a huge increase in parts, equipment, everything is going up at least 100%. So,
Yep.
you have any other questions about the main?
Thank you, Chris.
When we have an emergency, like those sinkholes, where does that money directly come from? It would be from the water outlay? So when we do have an emergency and we have to come here and ask for an extra $50,000, most of it is always going to come out of the capital outlay.
Okay, back to item 2. Is that everybody clear on what we're doing and why we're doing it? Are there any questions?
So currently, it looks like we're going to leave it on estimated consumption over the winter. Set that rate.
Will our new
Okay.
software ever catch us up with that? Is that always going to be the way that it is, or whenever we do get our new software?
The averaging, that's not a software issue, that is an administrative, how we handle it. That's pretty common for most cities.
So if everyone is in agreement with this resolution, we ask that you look at DCMSA Item 2 handout, and this provides you a motion to approve with modifications for the resolution number that the mayor mentioned. Joe, a quick question on resolution number. Should it also be an A since we went from the city council to the
Yeah,
trust?
this is the first item for DCMSA.
It can be.
It
Yeah,
can be.
either way.
Should be.
Okay. And then if you all would read it this is to keep it where it stays in lockstep on the verbiage with the others when it comes to the rate increases based off of inflation.
JD, let me just go ahead, and I'm going to do the first one, and you guys will see how we're going to do this. Yes. You know, I had that right over here, and then I got sidetracked. I would entertain a motion to close the discussion.
Motion to close.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Take the vote. Councilman Dean.
Aye.
Trustee Dean.
Aye.
Trustee Tatum.
Aye.
Trustee Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Finch.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. The discussion is now closed. Now, I would like to read this motion. I'm going to make the motion on item number 2. Motion to approve with modifications, resolution number 09252025A, a resolution of the Dale City Municipal Services Authority, City of Dale City, Oklahoma, repealing and replacing in its entirety Section 6, Capital Improvement Water Surcharge of Article 2, Water of Subpart 1, Resolution Number 020684G of Appendix A, Resolutions of the Municipal Services Authority amending surcharge rate and deleting annual increase, repealing all conflicting resolutions, and to add a sentence stating, this rate shall increase by the amount of the current inflation rate based on data provided by the United States Department of Commerce, and shall take effect for the billing period beginning on or after July 1 of each year. The rate increase shall take effect without further action by the trustees of the authority. In the event that the inflation rate is 0 or negative, the rates shall not change for the period. All numerical values shall be rounded to the nearest whole number, with fractions of 1/2 or greater rounded upward and fractions of less than 1/2 rounded downward, and providing for severability, and authorized chair to endorse same. And that is my motion.
A quick question. So, thank you. So, because it talks about here where it says, talk about July 1st of each year,
Yes, beginning on,
right? So if we could
let
just
me add to the motion.
Please.
The rates we're discussing will begin January 1st, 2026. Add that to my motion.
Thank you.
20 lashes. I've made a motion. I'm waiting for a second.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, let's take the vote. Trustee Finch.
Aye.
Trustee Dean.
Aye.
Trustee Tatum.
Aye.
Trustee Brown.
Aye.
The chair votes aye. The motion carries. Moving right along. Let's go to item number 3, resolution water rate adjustment. Discussion, consideration, possible action to approve with modifications, or deny resolution number 0925-2025B. Amending Appendix A, Resolutions of the Dale City Code of Ordinances, Article 2, Water, Section 3, Rates, establishing a rate adjustment for water services beginning January 1, 2026 and January 1, 2027, as indicated in Exhibit A to this resolution. Authorize trust chair to endorse resolution and direct staff accordingly. Do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve resolution number 09252025B. Also, authorize trust chair to endorse resolution and direct staff accordingly.
I'll second it. We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
I think we should be or transparent with what I've found is with with the capital outlay fee for our initial amount of water is, and if you add that to your charges per 1,000 gallons, then the amounts could be above the surrounding cities. I do not see that Midwest City charges the capital outlay fee. They just have it in one fee. And we go and trying to, I think, justify previous increases have made the other fees. So, again, being transparent, I think we should at least discuss this part before moving on.
Take the floor.
So if we add on the $1.23, the amounts per 1,000 gallons from 3,000 to 10,000, it's going to be $7.31 per 1,000. And so you can look and see what kind of surrounding rates you look at, but that's where we're at. That's all I wanted to bring up. And
Can you clarify that again so I can know that I'm looking at the right thing?
right, so the first page in our backup shows the new rates. So from 3,000 to 10,000, it's going to be $6.08, and that is less than the water rates of Midwest City of being they're $6.30. So Midwest City charges $6.30 for every 1,000 after the first 2,000. Actually, after the first 2,000, and we're going to be charging $6.08. So yes, we can say that our water rate is cheaper. However, you add on the extra surcharge of the capital outlay fee, which is $1.23, that brings our real number up to $7.31.
If we are comparing to Midwest City, I would just like to remind everyone that Midwest City is raising their rates a total of 148% over the next, I think they have 3 years left. So even if we use them and we cross them in the threshold right now, they still have tremendous increases coming.
And so if you could stay with that, because this number that I did pull off, this was effective May. So it did just change in May. So I don't know about the other part of that coming up, so.
And
So-
did you include the base rate with that too? Because they do have the base rate, and then after that 3,000, then that's when they're going to be adding.
Right, so our base rate for every citizen is going to be $15.21, and their base rate is $18.19. So it's $3. We're already $3 cheaper
Behind.
than their
Right,
May.
right.
And that's going to last for a long time. We're trying to make this for a significant amount of time. So that's already $3. So going back to this number is that could be the way to go and think that this is a reasonable weight. And that's the whole reason why I brought this, was just to make sure we're not accidentally doing something that we don't want to do.
Well, and I also compared with Bethany, because Bethany is a little bit closer to our population. They have a population of 20,000, just a little bit over 20,000. Their base rate right now is $20.19. And then everything after that, every gallon over 3,000 is going to be $4.36. And then it's going to go all the way up to $7.98, which is still, even though the per gallons for us are more, we're still way lower on the base rate. So we're just still trying to catch up.
And to take that point one step further, I don't believe that Bethany even treats their water. I believe that they buy their water. So they don't even have the cost associated with water treatment and distributions that we do, and they're still coming in that much higher than we are.
That's right. And after talking with them, they've also have Oklahoma City that helps them, and they have more acres that
Correct.
also helps. So even though their population is the same, they still have, they don't have as many infrastructure problems
Correct.
as we do, and we are still lower.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any further discussion? We have a motion. Sir? Jim Hightower, please identify yourself.
Jim Hightower, 3221 Epperly Drive, Dale City. You were talking about a while ago, comparing ourselves and stuff. Well, Dale City doesn't look like other cities. I mean, and I've said this many times, and by the way, this is something that is real hard for me to get up and do, to talk about stuff like this, because I really don't know a lot about stuff. But I do appreciate the opportunity and just knowing every one of you guys on the board and on the Horseshoe. We did battle together against the jail. I mean, that's our common core experience. And, we've been here a little over 5 years in Dale City. And we lived in Norman, and I couldn't tell you the mayor's name. I couldn't tell you the city council people. I couldn't tell you anything about them. And I appreciate the opportunity to be in a town or a city, a small city, that we can have the relationships and stuff with the people that we do have. And I appreciate the job that you guys do, believe me. And you have helped us so much and stuff. But we don't look like everybody else. And I've said this, I don't know how many times. We've got a dump up to the north of us. We've got a dump to the south. We got an animal control facility over here that's to the west of us in the middle of our town that Oklahoma City's just pushed it up against us. Now we've got a behavioral health center that's coming and a jail that's coming. We've got all this stuff coming at us. It's looming at us. What's the attractant to Dale City? Why did I move here? I moved here for family. Yeah. Anyway, you look at the 2023 census, Dale City, we've got a population of 21,000 people. Median household income is at $48,000. That's the median. That's right in the middle. You got all these, the equal number on both sides of your household incomes. Okay, that's not your average. Your average is a little higher because it's inflated by people's wages and stuff a little bit, or knocked down by people's wages. We have a 20% poverty rate in Dale City, 55.5% home ownership, 44.5% rentals, which is high. Median property values, $112,000. Forest Park, let me throw Forest Park in here. Forest Park, population of 883 people. They've got a median household income of $111,250. Poverty rate of 0.92. 0.92. Home ownership at 94.7. Rentals are at 5.3. Median property value at $274,000. Choctaw, population 12,208. Median household income, $96,446. Poverty rate at 6.65. Home ownership at 89%. Rentals at 21%. Median property value is $223,900. Hera, population of 66,377 people. Median household income is $75,000. Poverty rate at 14%. Home ownership 74%, 26% rentals. Median property value of $216,000. Did I skip Midwest City? Did I say them a while ago? It's okay, don't do it? Okay. Anyway, we don't look like everybody else. I mean, we've got so many people that have fixed incomes. You look around, you look at your neighbors. How many people are fixed income? The retirees, all that. We were told when we retired from teaching that this is it. This is all you get. There's no more coming in. And by golly, they've been right. There's no more coming in, But, the other day, I was in Sam's, and I noticed the price of a chuck roast per pound. It was $10. $10 used to be not a desirable cut of meat, really. $10 a pound. A year ago, ribeye was $10 a pound, you know? So, I mean, everybody's got their hand out wanting more money, and it's scary. I mean, you look at it and you say, you know, ONG wants more money, OG&E wants more money, AT&T, Cox, the county, they're going to want a penny sales tax. Plus, every year, my property value goes up $150 every year since I've lived here. We're almost at $4,000 a year now for my property, you know, and it's just, everybody wants more money. And that's you got people out there that are hurting right now. You know, we have 20% poverty. Like I said, look at your neighbors. Look how many are in fixed income. You know, Sandy and I spent our whole married life, 52 years this year, trying to set ourselves up for a comfortable retirement and to not have to worry about it. You know, the American dream, you know. And we're lucky because we're doing fine, you know. But, yeah, every time I turn around, somebody's wanting more money. And I'm afraid that, you know, one of these days I'm going to have to go back to work. You don't want me working at McDonald's, I don't think, you know.
We've got a position here for you if you want one. Come on.
You'll hire. I can run a posto digger or something. I can do that. Yeah. Anyway, but all I'm asking, I guess, is that you really look at, and I know you have, but people, I mean, you're talking about if you take a $75 utility bill and over the next 2 years, it's going to be $150. That's a big increase. That is a big increase. I mean, you know.
May I step in for just a second?
Not yet. I'm not finished.
You're not, I'll wait.
Sorry.
No worries.
But, and I know we need to secure money for our future of Dale City. I understand that. But if we could do it at a slower pace, possibly, and look at our needs more, you know, and all that kind of stuff. I know everybody needs something, you know, but still yet, you know, just take into consideration people are on fixed incomes. And that's a big thing, I think. I'm sorry, go ahead.
So, Jim, one of the main responsibilities, the city has many responsibilities to its citizens, but one of them is to provide a good, clean, healthy drinking water system. And all those examples that you've given where things have gone up, they've gone up on the city side too. Mm-hmm. Those zinc bolts that he was talking about probably didn't cost 50 cents back 30 years ago when they put them in. Probably $5 a piece now. The same thing, the exact same thing is happening to the city. We're all in that same situation where prices seem to be spiraling out of control. Yep. What we're saying is, in order to continue to provide abundant, clean water to our citizens, we also have to meet the obligations. We have to pay for insurance. We have payrolls. Payrolls have gone up. Employees' wages have gone up. You know, we were struggling a few years ago because we were starting people working here in Dale City for less money than you could get at McDonald's. You could make more money going to McDonald's than working for the city of Dale City. Well, when that happens, you can't hire the workforce to maintain the infrastructure. We have to meet those same obligations that you do. And the price of eggs cost us the same as it cost you.
Well, I agree, yeah.
And I understand what you're saying. We have a 20% poverty level, but those 20% people deserve good, clean water, just like the rest of us, like the rest of the people do.
Right.
And it costs the same. When we order a 20-foot section of pipe, that pipeline company doesn't care what our poverty level is. They just know what they've got to get out of their pipe.
Right.
It puts the city between a rock and a hard place. That's why we've held some of these changes off. We have held back on increases. It's gotten to the point where if we're going to continue to be able to pay our employees and to buy the equipment to maintain the water infrastructure, the money has to be from somewhere. We don't make a profit here. The city does not make a profit, and I'll be happy to show the books to anybody that wants to see that. Wow. But the basic fact of life is inflation hits cities just as hard as it hits everybody else. This guy has gone through some tremendous pressure in the last 6 months trying to adjust budgets to make this work. We can't go bankrupt. We can't. In order to continue to provide water to the citizens, we have to be able to pay the bills. And we get an electric bill, guess our electric bill went up too. Our gas bills go up. We're in the same situation. We're not trying to be mean. We're not trying to be just throwing darts at a board. Every increase that this lady over here has asked for has been gone over forwards, backwards, scrutinizing every purchase, every little item. Michael Dean here sits on as a director. He's an appointed director at ComCD. They have the same problems. You could buy a pump for $100,000 10 years ago. Well, guess what? It's $250,000 for that pump now. I don't know of a solution around that, and if you've got one, I would be happy to listen to you. Now, I'm going to also say this, Jim, we value your time here in Dale City. You have shown yourself to be a strong supporter of our community. You stood with us in the fight for the jail, and I really appreciate that. And I value your opinion. If you have any idea of how we can fund our water aside from this, I'm open to listen.
Right. I appreciate it. I still go back to the fixed income. There's got to be some kind of give there because, people that can't afford a $75 increase, they're going to cut. They're not going to have that guy mowing their lawn. They're not going to have that people spraying. I mean, you're talking about we've got some ugly areas now in Dale City. You raise the rates like we're going to raise them. We're going to have more ugly areas in Dale City. It's going to compound the problem. We don't have them. People only have so much money. They either start eating. I was in the commissary the other day and I looked at the price of dog food because I thought the prices of meat was too high. So I'm looking at dog food. It's $71 for certain bags of dog food. People can't even afford to eat dog food.
My dog weighs 150 pounds. I know what you're talking about.
I think one of the things that Mr. Hightower is extremely concerned about, and I brought this up, is kind of the thought of what's been put out there that the bill is going to, what kind of number are you thinking the bill is supposed to be raised up?
Well,
you went from 75 to to $150. I mean, these are some of these numbers that are out here, and I asked. So again, let's get the real truth out because it's not true.
Somewhere.
So anyway, let's find out what the real number is because it doesn't work that way with these numbers.
And that's what I was going to ask Director Parrott. So one of the situations, yes, we are increasing it by 96.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. I got to make sure I hit my right number.
And that number scares everybody. But that's not the numbers that you're going to see, and Ms. Parrott's going to show.
Well, that concerns me.
Right.
So
because I don't,
So let's let Ms. Parrott go and explain.
Okay, everybody, take a breath for just a second.
Yeah.
Let's apply this to a real bill. Brittany, a 3,000 gallon a month water bill. What is it now? What are we looking at? Give us the difference.
In today's rates, a 3,000 gallon usage bill with a sewer rate set at 3 with 2 trash cans, the bill is going to generate for $65.70. The same bill next year with part 1 of the increases, and this is assuming that all increases pass as proposed, that same usage bill would be $82.79. That is an increase of $17.09. That same bill with the same usage and the same fees in year 2 with the second part of the water increase would then go to $89.16, which is a year 2 increase of $6.37. So over the course of 2 years, with all fees increased as proposed from now and 2 years from now, you would see a total increase of around $23 a month.
So the first increase, I believe, is 35%.
So,
That's total over the whole 2-year period. So
That's over the whole-
the effective, we say it's going to go up 96%. The effective actual percentage that you'll see reflected on the bill in the full 2-year
Mm-hmm.
price is 35% of what your bill is today.
So it's all
And this
about
is
how
only
you
on
read
the
your bill.
water.
Right. It's all about what?
The 96%, it's important to remember that that is only the water rates. That is not the bill in its entirety. Out of 8 different charges on a water bill, not all 8 will go up 96% on year 2. This is only water rate for water used. That's it.
let me boil this down, and you correct me if I say something wrong
Sure.
here. A 3,000 gallon usage currently is $65.70 per month. That's very reasonable, that's very cheap. If all the increases that we're proposing go through as proposed, in a year, you'll be paying $82.79. In 2 years, you'll be paying $89.16.
Correct.
$89.16 is still a fairly reasonable utility bill for water, sewer, garbage, everything. If eggs had only increased that much,
Right.
we would all be having omelets every
Right.
day.
The number sounds very scary, but when you break it down and actually see what that looks like with as low as we currently are, we are still right on par, if not below where we should be for the services that we're providing.
And part of the reason for this rate of increase is we have not raised the rates in the previous years. And now we're to the point where we have to raise the rates or we're going to have to cut back services. And nobody wants to do that. So I think it's very reasonable. Even with the proposed rates, we're still going to be competitive with the surrounding community cities. And it just comes down to you get clean water out your tap, and it's going to cost everybody. I hate it, but I hate the price of gasoline being so high when I hook my 1-ton truck to my trailer and try to pull it down the road. It's everywhere.
I don't want to get us into another crazy rabbit hole, but what are our regulations right now? If you are unable to pay your bill, what happens? But how much time do you have, and what does it cost to get it back?
Let me jump in on this just for a second, and then you can have your say. Right now, I am going to say that the staff at City Hall have been extremely lenient to people that traditionally have a good payment record. They are extremely lenient in waiving fines and fees.
That's exactly what I was looking for. Yep, you're
Yes.
exactly right,
And
Mayor.
I expect that to continue.
And to go even farther on that, at the beginning of this year, I actually rewrote policies, and you all approved resolutions on certain administrative processes. We now opened it up where as long as you abide by the terms of the payment arrangement, you can have 12 per year. If you get paid on a different day than when your bill is due, as long as you pay when you say you're gonna pay, we will work with you 12 months every year. So we have done everything that we possibly can to try and help people because, you know, I think it's easy to lose sight that at the end of the day, we're consumers too. We understand just because we work for the city doesn't mean that we get these things for free, that we don't have financial issues, that our pay dates don't fall differently than due dates. We understand. So we have taken great strides with your support to try and make it more customer friendly.
Thank you, Jim. Josh Schultz, would you like to speak for a moment?
Yes.
Nice hat.
Thank you. Joshua Schultz, 4321 Spiva Drive, Del City, Oklahoma. I just want to point out, I know everyone, we were talking about it. I think for everybody in the audience, based off of these numbers, and if I did my math right, overall, in the next 2 years, from now until January 1, 2027, your bill would only increase by 35%. So when we're talking about all those percentages, it's pursuant to the things that you're changing line item as a whole, but not as what you're going to pay on January 1, 2027, when you get your water bill. That's only overall going to increase 35%, if I did my math right, or $23 and like 70-something cents, yeah. So just for everybody that's either watching or here, your water bill is not increasing at 96%. And that's what no one's saying, and it's not gonna come get you in 2 years, and like, it's only increasing by 35.
And if our homeowners insurance would only increase by 30% or 35%, we would all be well off. That would help us all,
But I do want to also just make sure that our constituents know that with our, it has been brought up, we are just, 21,000 people, a small square mile of almost 8 square miles. But because we have great staff, they know that 20% of that poverty that you've expressed. We may not know them personally, but we do know those names and those addresses that kind of usually creep up every billing period. So I trust that that department knows those, and I know with these changes within those first 2 years, I know that they're going to be as friendly and as negotiable as possible during this hard time of these changes. So with that 20%, I want you to know that we will try our best to work with them without giving anything away for free.
I was just gonna ask, is there a provision for, if we are gonna start putting some money in the bank or whatever, is there a provision maybe for like a scholarship or something for people that we know that
we're,
verify that they could, if they have like 1 month out of the year, they just can't pay it?
we don't advertise.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's all you gotta say, okay.
Kyle, you got something for us?
I do. Kyle Gandy, 917 Heisel. Not here as an employee, here as a resident. So I think one thing that we all need to also remember as residents, many of the employees for the city of Del City are residents of Del City. You are all residents of Del City. So you're voting on something that affects you personally. So it's not that you're up here taking residents' money without repercussions that directly affect your bank accounts. It affects many of the employees here that are making the suggestions that fully support Brittany and Public Works and see the struggles that her department goes through on a daily basis. So as a resident and an employee, I completely support increasing these fees. It's going to hurt a little bit for everyone, but we're all going to share that burden, and we're all going to continue to get clean water, and the city can do not even the fact that we're going to get nice things. We're going to continue to have things work. It's not necessarily a matter of getting newer and nicer. It's just maintaining. Yes.
Good. Thank you, Kyle. Yes, sir. You have a reputation that precedes you.
No, yeah, it does. It does. My name is Mike Gardner, and I live at 4732 Tempo Drive in District 3. I've been here for, I would say, 18 to 20 years. Like the town, I have issues with code enforcement, all that stuff, which is a whole different day, different week. You guys so far have explained a lot. What I read was basically the utility rates would double in the next 2 years. And so I put the numbers to that at $70 increase over 2 years. And I believe that I also heard that at $2.50 for bulk trash pickup would bring in, an increase would bring in about $20,000 a month. Did the math on that. And the numbers kind of got staggering. So basically what I'm here is you guys have explained a lot to me today. If that so holds true, I understand where everybody's coming from. I am on a fixed income. It is what it is. The question that I have is, a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, I don't know if it was you, Mayor, that we're selling extra water?
We were, that was through ComCD.
So we are selling extra water?
Yes, we're selling, we did enter into a contract with Norman, and we're selling water. And we're
Okay,
making it.
are we being paid for selling that water?
Absolutely.
And,
That money goes into maintaining the water system. We built a new water line from Lake Thunderbird to Dell City. So we have a new supply line, and part of that money has gone to that. But
so
it's absolutely being used
So,
in the water
are
department.
we selling them water? Are we gonna sell our water to them for the same price?
What we're talking about is surplus water, and that will be up for renegotiation.
Okay.
And that's a whole separate issue from what we're dealing with
It is
here.
a separate
Yes.
entity that goes into a different account? What, is that what
Right.
you're
So, Mr. Garner, your council here has been working diligently to find additional funding sources for us. Typically, in the past, we've only had sales tax, utility fees, and possibly, and a very teeny tiny bit of funds that come from your home taxes. That's it. And so with our
Okay.
with our community, it's this way. But what I'm going to quickly just tell you about the water. The water that we're sold is our forefathers thought and provided for us in the future. And they overbid, we got so much water from Lake Thunderbird that we only use about 40% of the water that we're allocated to usage.
Okay.
So the water that sits out there, nothing happens to it. It doesn't get pumped, doesn't anything else. So what I've done is we have been able to go with Norman. Norman's desperate for more water. So we have basically sold 10, 20% of that, going from 40 to now 60% of what we use. We still have plenty of extra water for us for a drought, for a summer, for different things. But anyway, that 20% does give us a significant amount of income that we get to go and supplement these things.
Okay, and is that maybe one reason why? I understand, I read where the last water rate was in 2020. Is that correct?
That's the last time it was increased, yes, sir.
Okay, well, hopefully in the future, we will not wait so long and then try to jam it. I think that's the biggest issue that I have, is waking up one day and going, whoa.
Surprise.
And then the excuses or reasons that I get from you guys is, well, we are still lower than Midwest City. Well, I don't care about Midwest City, to be quite frank with you. I don't care about these. I live in Dell City, and I am concerned about Dell City because of all the rentals, of all the people that live in this town that are not homeowners. I can just imagine what you guys are getting ready to go through whenever that hits.
Mike, if I can interrupt for just a
Go ahead.
second. That's why this is built in. We're tying the rates to inflation, so it will automatically recalculate when costs go up and not get caught in a position where we're lagging behind. We're tying this to the inflation rate. So as things become inflated, it'll take care of itself. That was part of the objective of doing all this.
And I do want to apologize to you people. I've only been up here 2 or 3 times, but I do pay attention to what's going on. And I'm going to make a very good effort to attend more, and you'll love it, and voice my opinion. All right? Thank you.
Mike, you're all right. I don't care what everybody else says. You're all right.
The key is I care.
Exactly.
That's what matters.
I mow my yard, I don't use bulk trash, so I don't like paying that money for bulk trash pickup. I only have one poly cart, and you can drive by my house today. And I'm still mad at Claudia because I haven't got the beautification of the year award yet.
I do want
Let's
to
move.
bring up, Mr. Gardner, I'm sorry, just real quick. You did mention if we are going to be increasing our rates to Norman. I do remember that in the contract we did, just like we're doing now, there will be an annual increase every year. So we're not going to have those discussions. It was already put into that contract. So we will be raising those charges to Norman.
Okay, let's get back on track now. We have a motion and we have a second. Are we ready to vote? We are. Trustee Finch.
Aye.
Trustee Dean.
Aye.
Trustee Tatum.
Aye.
Trustee Brown.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. The motion carries. Move on to item number 4.
Mr. Manager, did you want to?
Oh, yeah. Let's take how long does it take you to eat pizza, Mike? 15 minutes, 20 minutes?
That'd be too much time for me.
15? Can everybody eat in
should be-
15? Let's take a 15-minute break, and we've got pizzas outside. Let's take a 15-minute recess. Joe, would you clock the time, please? 15 minutes.
Everything that you gave me today, Brittany has got answers for on whenever we get to those items.
Help me out here, Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
My back's killing me. We're on 4, we're gonna start 4.
Mm-hmm.
This should be C.
Right, now we're at to C, D, E, yeah.
I'm just saying, it's kind of confusing because the sticky notes. 09.
It's not changing.
25.
Is it still gonna be based on the winter months, or is it as far as I'm? Or is it based on?
I'm gonna, hey, Joe.
So they start at the 3 winter months, and then it's gonna be the same for the summer. And it's not, it doesn't.
Kelly? So it'll say rate change to begin January 1 of 2026.
D, okay, we're up to E.
Just start with Alvin.
So now we're up to speed. Thank you. Okay. The power of the hammer. We now return from the recess. I hope everybody found a slice of pizza. Move on, we're at item number 4. It's okay. Resolution, Appendix A, Resolution of the Municipal Service Authority repealing and replacing Article 3 Sewer, Section 4, increases without further action. Item 4 is discussion, consideration, possible action to approve with modifications, or deny Resolution Number 09252-025C, a resolution of the Dale City Municipal Services Authority, City of Dale City, Oklahoma, repealing and replacing in its entirety Section 4, increases without further action of Article 3, Sewer of Subpart 1, Resolution Number 020684G, of Appendix A, Resolutions of Municipal Services Authority to correct Scrivener's error and providing for severability, and authorize chair to endorse same. City Manager, would you like to open a discussion before we make motions on this? And the Scrivener's error was bullying?
One moment, we don't need to,
Pretty cut and dried.
is it standard? So the only item I would like to add is, as we discussed from the previous items, that rate change to begin January 1 of 2026, like we had discussed in the previous items. So if you all are good with it, then if we can read item 4, motion to approve with modifications as
Michael,
stated.
do you have this page? Resolution 4,
Resolution.
item 4. And if you're willing, would you read that as a motion
Okay.
and add the start date? Don't forget the start date, January 1, 2026.
And does this apply to a particular,
Item 4.
right, but item 4, I mean, is this, it's for the sewer?
It's C.
All right, so, and this is going to be 092525B?
C.
Okay. So I make a motion to approve resolution number 092525C, a resolution of the Dale City Municipal Service.
252025.
Make a motion to approve 09252025C, a resolution of the Del City Municipal Services Authority, Del City, Oklahoma, repealing and replacing in its entirety Section 4, increases without further action. Article 3, Sewer of Subpart 1, Resolution Number 020684G of Appendix A, and resolutions of the Municipal Service Authority to correct Scrivener's error and to read as follows. This rate shall increase by the amount of the current inflation rate based on data provided by the United States Department of Commerce and shall take effect the billing period beginning on or after July 1st of each year. The rate increase shall take effect without further action of the trustees of the authority. In the event the inflation rate is 0 or negative, the rate shall not change for the period. All numerical values shall be rounded to the nearest whole number, with fractions of 1/2 or greater rounded upward and fractions of less than 1/2 rounded downwards, and providing severability and authorized chair to endorse same.
Would you also add the rates effective, you want January 1, where'd Brittany go? Oh, there you are. January 1st, 2026, is that correct? Would you add that to your motion?
And also making this effective January 1st, 2026.
Thank you.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? We're no longer going to be bullying, we are going to be billing. Very good to know. All right. No discussion, let's take the vote. Trustee Dean.
Aye.
Trustee Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Tatum.
Aye.
Trustee Finch.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, the motion carries. Move on to item number 5. Let's put that over there. Resolution Appendix A, Resolution of Municipal Services Authority, repealing and replacing Article 3 Sewer, Section 5, Capital Improvement Sewer Surcharge. Discussion, consideration, possible action to approve with modifications, or deny Resolution Number 09252025D, a resolution of the Del City Municipal Services Authority, City of Del City, Oklahoma, repealing and replacing in its entirety Section 5, Capital Improvement Sewer Surcharge of Article 3, Sewer of Subpart 1, Resolution Number 020684G of Appendix A, Resolutions of the Municipal Services Authority, amending surcharge rate and deleting annual increase, repealing all conflicting resolutions, providing for severability, and authorize the chair to endorse the same. City Manager, would you like to discuss this before we go into this? I would entertain a motion for open discussion.
Make a motion to open discussion on item 5.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Take the vote. Trustee Dean.
Aye.
Trustee Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Tatum.
Aye.
Trustee Finch.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. The discussion is now open. Are you going to lead this, or is it Brittany?
This discussion is going to be identical to the water capital improvement discussion. The fees will be the same. It will go up to $1.23 per 1,000 gallons based on the averaged rate of the utility account, up from 75 cents. Same cost, same increase, same concept.
Keeping the water flowing.
We're keeping the sewer flowing on this one.
Is there anybody in the audience that would like to speak to the trust? No, seeing none. Trustees.
And we are going to keep this based on the same way, not the 80%, the 3 months of.
Correct, no change to process at all.
Second verse, same as the first. All right, I would entertain a motion to close the discussion.
Before you do that, there's
Oh,
one
sorry.
thing I want to make sure, in addition to item 5 that we'd ask you to read, we also want to put the January 1 of 26 on this item, and we also have found I'm not going to use that word right, Scrivener's error on the resolution itself, where it's calling itself Section 4, but it's Section 5. Is that right, Joe?
That is what I was told, yes, sir.
Yes, so if we could.
Wait a minute. Say that again?
On the actual resolution itself in the backup documents, it's saying Section 4 for this area, but it's supposed to be Section 5 on one spot, so if we could have that corrected also, just to make sure we don't get confused.
But our paper looks correct for section 5.
Yeah, but the,
Yes. Okay, so we'll read this.
So if you could add in correcting error on resolution itself, plus starting January 1 and 26, both of those would be very helpful to us.
okay, let's end the open discussion at this time. I'd entertain a
Motion to
motion.
close?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to end the discussion. Is there any discussion? Take the vote. Trustee Dean.
Aye.
Trustee Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Tatum.
Aye.
Trustee Finch. Chair votes aye. The discussion is now closed. Now we are entertaining a motion. And Scott, do you have this page, this item 5 motion? Would you like to take that motion? And you understand enacting January 1, 2026 at the bottom, please.
I'll make a motion to approve with modifications resolution number 09252025D, a resolution of the Del City Municipal Services Authority, City of Del City, Oklahoma, repealing and replacing in its entirety Section 5, Capital Improvement Sewer Surcharge of Article 3, Sewer of Subpart 1, Resolution Number 020684G of Appendix A, Resolutions of Municipal Services Authority, amending surcharge rate and deleting annual increase, repealing all conflicting resolutions, and to include a sentence stating, "This rate shall increase by the amount of the current inflation rate based on data provided by the United States Department of Commerce and shall take effect for the billing period beginning on or after July 1st of each year. The rate increase shall take effect without further action by the trustees of the authority. In the event that the inflation rate is 0 or negative, the rates shall not change for the period. All numerical values shall be rounded to the nearest whole number, with fractions of 1/2 or greater rounded upward and fractions less than 1/2 rounded downward, and providing for severability and authorized chair to endorse the same, and providing for severability and authorized chair to endorse the same, effective January 1st, 2026.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Let's take the vote. Trustee Tatum.
Aye.
Trustee Dean. Trustee Finch.
Aye.
Trustee Brown.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. The motion carries. We'll move on to item number 6, as soon as I get all this paperwork. Item 6. Item number 6 is resolution sewer rate adjustment. Discussion, consideration, possible action to approve approve with modifications or deny resolution number 09252-025E. Amending Appendix A, resolutions of the Del City Code of Ordinances, Article 3, Sewer, Section 3, Rates, establishing a rate adjustment for sewer services beginning January 1st, 2026, and January 1st, 2027, as indicated in Exhibit A to this resolution. Authorize trust chair to endorse resolution, direct staff accordingly. Do I hear a motion to open a discussion?
Motion to open discussion?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Take the vote. Trustee Dean.
Aye.
Trustee Tatum.
Aye.
Trustee Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Finch.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. The public discussion portion is now open.
Residents will actually see a bit of relief on the sewer charges. Currently, the rates that have been set and approved by former council landed the cost somewhere around 90 to 92% of the water cost. That's what residents were being charged for sewer. After lengthy discussions with the city manager and assistant city manager, we felt like it was fair to assume that 80% of residents' water usage will enter the city sewer system. Therefore, it was fair and appropriate to modify the cost of sewer to 80% of the water usage. So it will be a flat percentage. Whatever your cost is for water, whatever the charge is, the cost for sewer will be 80% of that. Period. I was trying to think if there was something I missed.
So the,
Take our example of a 3,000 gallon usage per month and apply that so we can see the real numbers, how that works out. Can you do that without much ado?
Not without cheating.
Cheating's fine, go ahead.
So right now, if a sewer total charge is $16.92, because it's going to follow the water rate, on year one, it will increase to $21.90. Huh? Why? Oh, that's right. There's only one increase on sewer. We're not breaking the sewer rates down on a 2-year increase. That's water only. So it will go to $21.90, then there will not be a change for year 2, and then starting with year 3, it will follow inflation rates.
Percentages.
Correct.
so how much of the, so we went with the 3,000 gallons. And so for sewer, you have the 1692 or going up to 2190 for your, that has your base rate. How do we do the per 1,000 gallons or anything else? Or does that number stay the same? Okay, so 3,000 gallons or whatever number this is great. But whenever summer comes and I had a hole in my pond and I'm trying to do this and I'm running the thing and I end up using 15,000 gallons, now what does it do to your
It does nothing because your sewer rate gets locked in.
it gets locked?
It does not
During
fluctuate.
the winter months.
And s-
Correct.
And so, then, what is the price, is there a price per 1,000 gallons above 2,000 gallons? So I have a base, okay, so charges is $4.86 for each additional one, is that?
Right, so the dollar rate will follow the water rate.
Okay, so going back to where we are now going to set it for the winter rates, why are we talking about 80%? Why aren't we just setting it right at the, whatever you come up with?
That was only how the initial calculation was derived from. That's where the 80% is coming from. So the original number, like the starting point of the sewer rate, started at 80% of the water rate is also the same. Going forward, it's gonna fluctuate off of the inflation rate.
It's just the
So it's
basis.
not 80% continual, that's just how we came up with the initial number, is what he's trying to.
But your rate is set in the winter months.
Correct.
And follows, and it stays the same through the rest of the year.
So your amount,
Stays the same.
So it stays the same.
Correct.
And this is one where we could be not charging enough on the sewer rates. The amount of our the Midwest city is $28 for your first amount, and then they add in another $5.57 per 1,000 gallons after that. So we're dramatically less on our sewage rates, even though we're still working on paying off the sewage plant, and we have problems at the sewage plant as well, plus all the sewage lines. So just bringing that part up.
Future problem.
Future problem.
Would that also, but isn't that going to be covered by the capital fee for the sewer capital fee? That's what goes to our debts, correct?
Right. And that does help the things, and there's a couple of other ones, so. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Any further discussion? I would entertain a motion to close.
Motion to close?
Yes.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Take the vote. Trustee Dean.
Aye.
Trustee Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Tatum.
Aye.
Trustee Finch.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. The public discussion portion is now closed. Now we'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion that we approve resolution number 09252025 Echo, amending, which is E, by the way, amending Appendix A resolutions of the Dale City Code of Ordinances, Article 3, Sewer, Section 3, rates, establishing a rate of adjustments for sewer services beginning January 1st, 2026, as indicated in Exhibit A to this resolution. Authorized trust chair to endorse the resolution and direct staff accordingly.
Second.
So I left out 26.
We have a
Yeah,
motion
you
and a...
left out January
It's
26th.
on there.
There's only one
It's in
rate
there. It's
increase.
in the body of the
There's
text.
only one rate increase, and that's.
We have
so
a
that-
motion and a second. Any discussion? Take the vote. Trustee Dean.
Aye.
Trustee Tatum.
Aye.
Trustee Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Finch.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. The motion carries. Move on to item number 7, Resolution Appendix A, Resolution of Municipal Services Authority, repealing and replacing Article 4, Garbage Billing, Section 2.3, Bulk Waste. Discussion, consideration, possible action to approve with modifications, or deny Resolution number 09252025F. A resolution of the Dale City Municipal Services Authority, City of Dale City, Oklahoma, repealing and replacing in its entirety Section 2-3 Bulk Waste of Article 4 Garbage Billing of Subpart 1, Resolution number 020684G of Appendix A, Resolutions of the Municipal Services Authority, allowing for each residential account holder one bulk waste pickup per month, service cost adjustment, repealing all conflicting resolutions and providing severability, authorized chair to endorse same.
I make a motion that we open up the discussion for this item.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there a discussion? Take the vote. Trustee Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Dean.
Aye.
Trustee Finch.
Aye.
Trustee Tatum.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. The motion carries. The discussion is now open. Who's going to lead us on the, Brittany?
For the bulk trash, as everyone knows, when we originally implemented this program, we had an outside contractor come in. We didn't like that. We bought knuckle booms. We handled it in-house and allowed everyone 2 pickups per year at their request. Didn't like that. We have now started 1 pickup per month,
Yeah.
per resident. Therefore, we feel like it's reasonable to request a 75-cent increase per month on the bulk waste cost, taking it from $2.25 a month to a flat $3 per month.
It says it's
It is-
$3.15. So
So-
in the resolution, it says service cost of service is provided at a monthly charge of $3.15 included on the utility bill.
$3.15? I have $3.
Oh, it's going to get cheaper in year 2. That's what it is.
Yeah, that should be $3.
But in the
Yeah.
in the resolution itself, it is saying 315 continuous.
Yeah, I apologize. The proposal should have been for $3.
So when we make the motion, we'll correct it in the
Okay.
motion.
Yeah.
$3
Should be a
even.
75-cent increase. And just so everyone is aware, this is not a charge where there's any inflation increases or anything like that. The resolution does specify that each year the city manager will evaluate actual cost for this program versus what the budget looks like, and it would be adjusted if necessary that way.
I understand. Any further discussion?
Does this include enough money for this extra 15 cents to help out with replacing knuckle booms and equipment? Does it look like this is enough for the full overhead of the program?
So, Brittany, just to clarify, proposed breakdown for year one, it is $3, not $3.15, correct? And then the second year is also $3. Okay.
That should
Okay.
make Mr. Garner happy. Bring the
This
price
is,
down.
this is quite a leap forward, I think, with our bulk trash program. We used to have, is there someone that would like, oh, it's just Mike. Come on up, come on up. Mike, would you like to speak? And I know that you probably don't use the bulk trash thing. Okay.
I have a question. Can you tell me, JD, roughly, approximately how many units that we have in Del City, which would be residential, commercial?
Rooftops, you're counting rooftops.
Yes,
Talking about accounts?
home.
Because I know we have 8,000 accounts, give or take. There's a better number.
8,000, give or take approximately, okay.
We have around 7,500 residential and then probably 1,200 commercial, somewhere in there.
Okay, 7,500 and 1,200?
And commercial does not take advantage of the bulk trash, correct?
No,
Okay.
commercial nor apartments.
The only
And
thing
they don't get billed for it either?
No.
Or they do? Very good, thank you.
The only thing that I want to bring up about bulk trash is, and it's probably not the appropriate time, but I'll cut it short. There are rules that go along with bulk trash as to when you can put it out. And it is not being done by people who cannot read or do not care. And as far as I'm concerned, the city is not doing anything about it, which in turn makes the beautification process of Del City, to me, look worse. I get tired of looking at trash put out on a Monday after the week that it was picked up, and they come in on the weekend after and put it out, and I look at it all month. So I hold each and every one of you here accountable in the fact that you need to do something in regards to that if we are going to continue bulk trash pickup one time a month, which I think is a great idea, personally. But we have a lot
I
of
certainly
people
do,
who aren't
Mr.
paying
Gardner.
attention.
The week after my bulk trash, which is Ward 4, I drive the entire ward.
So do I, sir.
Yes, and I look for violations and I turn them in.
So do I, sir, and I've went through proper procedures for the last 2 months and went online, filed a complaint, and nothing was done. That's my point. So you people need to make a new rule and follow the rule. I don't know whether it's to fine them, to give them one warning, or however, but something needs to be done because I'm all for the bulk trash pickup, but I'm also for cleanliness. And I get tired of walking around in my district, and I walk a lot, and I get tired of looking at it. And the idea is great, but you guys need to do something about the people who don't abide by the rules. Thank you.
All right, moving right along. Any further? Man, slid in on me.
Sorry, Jim Hightower again.
Still Jim out there.
Wonder, could we save money with bulk trash by not going out every month. And I know I don't want to go back to twice a year and all that. But, I mean, I've used it twice, I think, since we started bulk, I mean, since I've been here, you know. Mike, have you used it?
I use it, but I have another place to get rid of my trash.
Okay, so Pam? I know you probably are right now and stuff, right?
At my house every month.
Okay, so you use it maybe twice, 3 times a year? I mean, yeah.
I have a dump truck and I go to the landfill. Sorry.
JD, I know you've used it because I've seen like, you know, huge trimmings and stuff out there. Yeah, but maybe once
Beer
though,
bottles.
during the year? Or twice maybe at the most? I mean,
But
Twice this calendar.
yeah. Claudia? Yeah, I use it for sure. Every month,
Not every month, but I probably should use it a lot more. You can come help me clean out my garage. I know what your garage looks like. Your garage is spick and span and clean, and you know you've kept yours up for a good long time. But yeah, some of us we still need some help. But yeah, I would be using it more often.
okay. I mean, I'm just thinking if we could cut it back to maybe 4 times a year, and you do the same thing that you're doing now with Ward 1, Ward 2, you know.
Jim, excuse me, may I interrupt? I see where you're going. I understand what you're
discussion.
saying. Yes, it's discussion, but I see where you're going with this, but let me make a proposition here. Perhaps this $3, what we're talking about for this $3, does not cover 1 pickup. It doesn't cover 2 pickups. But as a general rule, when you have a trash pickup, and you correct me if I'm wrong, instead of waiting for it to all amass twice a year or amass 4 times a year, spread over the year evenly, they can schedule their pickups and they can time it so it's not such of a massive load hitting all at once by spreading it over 12 months. You don't save any money by amassing the trash.
Right.
Even if you want to do it 6 times a year, every other month, you don't save any money. You basically pick up the same amount of rubbish to take to the landfill, and all we're doing is spreading it over a greater time frame, which makes it easier on her department. The advantage is not so much for the customer. I mean, it is for the customer because you can do it every month, but it also is an advantage to the employees.
Okay. I just thought if we reduced it and still charged the same, it wouldn't, I mean,
We're
we'd
still
save
running
money.
the same 3 trucks, the same employees.
Okay.
And Brittany, can you help me to understand that we also have fees that we pay whenever we take every dump truck to the landfill? There is a fee for every truck and for every load that goes. Is that correct? And from what I understand, yes, Mayor.
It's a tipping fee. What you're talking about is the actual charge for the truck to go in the gate with the trash and drop it off. They call that a tipping fee.
So we definitely always have got to pay that. And now we're also talking about the gas that goes in there, the mileage on our boom trucks, and then hopefully the possibility of possibly updating some of those boom trucks so we can have better, nicer ones, hopefully. But with these fees, it is to cover for the tipping fee, for the gas, and obviously for the employees that go. Is that right? Are there any other hidden fees that I haven't brought up that I need to mention that we pay just to do bulk trash?
Well, you would have maintenance, any potential tort claims, insurance. Right, workers' comp, any employee or personnel cost that is out there for any other employee as it directly relates to the Knuckle Boom employees, plus the trucks. And again, I've said this before, and I will shout it from the rooftop, sanitation is our most expensive department in the entire city. Everything that we run in sanitation is astronomically priced, including the Knuckle Booms.
And I do remember when we were doing just twice a year bulk trash at no cost to our residents, that was a huge fee for us. With us doing it this way, we have been able to save some money by not using an outside source for our bulk trash, and by doing it in-house. Have we been able to save a little bit that way?
Well, not only have we saved money that way, we started it that way when we took it away from the contractor and we pulled it in-house. We did that, we restricted it to 2 pickups a year because we needed to make sure that we could under-promise and over-deliver and not vice versa. I did not want to commit us to something that we would not be able to do. When we found out, what we found out is that it bogged down administrative staff. You know, there's 7,500 people calling in saying, all right, I'm ready for my pickup, and there's one person answering the phone, and then she can only take 1 phone call at a time, so the other 10 people are going, I tried to call and request my bulk pickup and I couldn't get through to anyone. Then it caused code enforcement violations, and it just took us down this entire rabbit hole. So we have not only saved money on that side, we've saved money on our office time and what our staff is able to do.
Thank you for that clarification, because I do want to just make sure that even though we all may not use bulk trash as often as some of our neighbors, as you saw, we have a 42% rental population, I believe. And if you can imagine, some of those are going to be turned around a lot. And even though it does sometimes cause some extra trash that will be left behind, I think that this is actually going to be helping to make sure that we are not getting to where we used to be before. Our residents are still learning, obviously. They're getting better, but this $3 is really just for all of Del City to make sure that we're trying to keep everyone clean and giving them that opportunity, because at the end of the day, what that $3 isn't really bringing in enough, because we were probably paying more than that for the contractors to do bulk trash just twice a year. Thank you.
But rather than make the assumption, I'm just looking for confirmation. Spreading the workload over 12 months makes it more efficient, more cost-effective. It's easier on the equipment, and it's easier on the staff. Okay, thank you. All right, any more discussion?
Motion to close.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Take the vote. Trustee Dean.
Aye.
Trustee Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Tatum.
Aye.
Trustee Finch.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. We are now closed from public discussion. I will entertain a motion on item 7.
Make a motion to approve
With modification for the $3 amount, please.
with modifications, resolution number 09252025F, Foxtrot. A resolution of the Del City Municipal Services Authority, City of Del City, Oklahoma, repealing and replacing in its entirety Section 2-3 bulk waste of Article 4 garbage billing of Subpart 1, Resolution number 020684G of Appendix A, resolutions of Municipal Services Authority allowing for each residential account holder 1 bulk waste pickup per month, service cost adjustments, repealing all conflicting resolutions, and providing for severability. And the amendment is to change the price from $3.15 down to $3. Authorized chair to endorse same. And that's it.
That's your motion. Thank you.
Motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Take the vote. Trustee Dean.
Aye.
Trustee Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Tatum.
Aye.
Trustee Finch.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. The motion carries. We're moving on to item number 8. Let's see. We've already taken the vote.
Is that difficult for you guys to start now? We could just go and
We have to rescind the vote. let's bring it back and make that correction October 6th, because it's already, yeah, long day. Let's move on to item number 8, Resolution Appendix A, Resolution of Municipal Services Authority, repealing and replacing Article 4, Garbage Billing, Section 4, who must use city service and charges to be collected. Discussion, consideration, possible action to approve, approve with modifications, or deny resolution number, gotta get my notes straight, sorry, 09252025G. This is G. Golf. A resolution of the Dale City Municipal Services Authority, City of Dale City, Oklahoma, repealing and replacing in its entirety Section 4, who must use city service and charges to be collected, of Article 4, Garbage Billing of Subpart 1, Resolution Number 020684G of Appendix A, Resolutions of Municipal Services Authority, amending single-family residences base monthly charge, creating capital improvement sanitation surcharge, removing fee for special pickups, amending rental of large containers, residential rates and commercial rates, repealing all conflicting resolutions, and providing for severability. Authorized chair to endorse same. I would entertain a motion to open the discussion.
Motion to open discussion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Take the vote. Trustee Dean.
Aye.
Trustee Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Tatum.
Aye.
Trustee Finch.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. The public discussion portion is now open.
So this one has several components. We will just start with residential sanitation. And first, let me clarify, I know that Councilman Dean, you had some questions. This does not affect commercial sanitation at all. We did not recommend making any changes to commercial sanitation for the simple fact that they are going to see the biggest increase with the water updates. And right now, the commercial rates as they sit, we are functional on that and do not see a reason to increase that at this time. So this is residential only.
Does commercial mean apartment complexes?
Yes.
Great, thank you for that.
So we will start by the cost of residential sanitation service. We are recommending just a $3 increase, so that would take the base fee from $12.75 per month to $15.75 per month. That leaves the additional polycarts at $3 per month. Let's see what else we have. Capital improvement for sanitation, we are taking it from $1.50 to $2.10. So a 60-cent increase there. Removing the fee for special pickups, that is no longer necessary now that we have implemented bulk trash pickups. And the large containers, we have 20 and 30-yard containers available for rent, and the 20-yard has been raised from $150 for a 5-day rental period to $300, and the 30-yard container has been raised to $400 per 5-week period. What'd I say? Sorry, 5-day, long day.
So the first question I had is in the existing and new stuff, it talks about who must use the services. However, that is not required if the city has not offered said owner or occupant such service, and provided further said offer by the city need not be in writing to wit. So what does that apply to?
That applies to a very, very small number of commercial entities who established where their sanitation service would be picked up by a truck before we had plan reviews. Our equipment cannot make it in there, then we will allow them to use an outside entity.
And so I think that it makes it a question about whether or not each person has the ability to go and do this. The way that it's written, is if somebody moves, a new renter comes in, well, you know, it's not required, the city has not offered this renter or occupancy such service of trash. So I think that we need to switch this from an occupant or an owner to a particular address or a particular property. Because you're only doing this once or twice, you know, you only intend to do this once. But right now, the way that's written with owners and, or occupants, I don't understand why I can't just go and say, you know, if I moved in, no, I don't want your service.
Okay.
So that a new renter, the way that it's written is it's confusing. And it could go and add, you know, we know that we have people who like to come up and argue individual things if they happen to notice this little part. But instead of being an owner or an occupant, that's not the question. It is about a particular property. We want to, and we do provide trash service to everybody. But there's certain spots, there's certain places to where our trucks can't make it in, and that they have come up with a new part, and therefore that particular property, only that particular property is affected. But the way that this is read is all owners, all occupants things, if they haven't already set this thing up, and again, that's just the question about the people who move in here, you know, as this Jim could decide that he wants to go ahead and just take his trash, in particular the mayor. The mayor's got his own trash trucks. Why is he going to use this? And so if he moved in, he would be able to say, I don't want to use this. And that's not the intention of this. And so I think that we should modify this part to change that from owners and occupants to an actual property.
I think this is going to be such a small percentage of the population. We're not talking about a significant amount of people that this would apply to, that we could leave this to the discretion of the city manager.
Well, that's the problem is we think that it does only apply to a very small one. The way that it's written is again, however, that is not required if the city has not offered said renter or occupant such service. So whenever they come in here, that each renter could go and say, no, I don't want it.
Mm-hmm. Is that an issue when they come and apply for their water service? They have to come in and apply for water service as they move in, each occupant?
Correct.
So, I mean, I believe that could be handled at that point.
Okay. Yeah, and there is an ordinance somewhere, I'm sorry, I don't have it in front of me, that, and I understand what you're saying and how it could be read there, but that's not saying that we're giving you the option of saying yes or no, we want your service. That's saying that if we verify that we can't service you, we will allow you, we're not just going to force you to go without service. But there is an ordinance that says if we can service your sanitation, you will be serviced by us.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I was going to say, I don't want to say that I don't want to, but I don't think that it would be effective for people to say, to choose whether or not they get the service or not. And even if they choose, I don't want to get the service, then you're still going to get paid for, or you're still going to have to pay for the service, whether you opt out of it or not.
Correct.
I'd like to...
I think we can just move on. We can just move on this list.
I would like to make one quick clarification to Councilman Dean. I do have a dump truck, and most of my debris is construction debris, which is not covered under this. So, just saying, I subscribe to the city service.
I was saying, if you,
Can I rent your services?
My dump truck is for construction debris, which the city does not address.
Can I rent
and we've
your
taken
services
a lot
if
of
I
your
need them?
money for roll-off, so
You've
you
taken
do
a lot of my money.
Yes.
Yes, not a problem, not a problem. Okay, is there any other discussion?
So the next thing I have is and I'd like to hear Ms. Brown's part, is every single house, every single unit in the place is going to be charged $15.75. Why would we not charge the trailer park or the apartment the $12, the same number? So I'm looking at this as in a fair question, is that why are we not charging the same amount for trash pickup to.
So she alluded to.
She answered that earlier when she said they are receiving the largest increase on the water bill.
That doesn't make a
and the sewer
difference,
bill.
is their largest increase is because we never raised in the past. We only focused on residential accounts. I have checked it out that the apartments are still getting a cheaper deal than the individual ones, even with the gigantic increase that we did approve. So now we're artificially keeping their rates low on the trash. And I just don't think that they make just as much trash. One person makes as much trash as the next one. And so why not keep it the same, whether it's for for an apartment building or an apartment or a RV or a mobile home as an individual resident. It's just the 50, it's basically, we're looking at $3.75 between items number 1 and 2.
So, and a side note that Director Gandy just reminded me, one thing on apartment complexes, they also have a higher sanitation capital outlay fee. So whereas you as a resident, you're going to pay, right now you're currently paying a flat $1.50, apartment complexes are paying that fee per door. So they have other costs that residential are not enforced to pay, which is another reason why we did not feel like this was the time to raise their rates. And I'm not saying I'm against raising the rates. That's just not something that I brought with this.
Right. And I understand that. And I'm just saying, if we're going to do this, let's do it right. Let's spend the time. Let's get everybody to the correct part to where every single resident in Dale City is being charged fairly all the way across the board.
But I think what she was trying to explain is that the apartment complex people, most of them, they don't pay us directly. It is the apartment complex that pays us because it is a all bills paid situation. So the apartment complex has the opportunity to get as much as they want from that particular resident. If we were to raise this even more, then that apartment complex is going to have to raise it so much to where none of their tenants are going to be able to, I just have a feeling that it would be too much for the residents that live in apartment complexes because those apartment complexes do pay different fees to sanitation and have a completely different source.
And most of the apartment complexes would have, correct me if I'm wrong, they're going to have the dumpsters, they're going to have the commercial rates. Right, so this is a very small part. And by the way, we're not even increasing the commercial rates. We are like 1/4 of what it should be on the commercial rate side.
This may be an argument for another day.
I just don't think we should proceed any further on this one. I think we should just stop and let this one be reassessed because I don't think that we should be charging our homeowner residents more than anybody else. We shouldn't be trying to recover the cost out of, I shouldn't be able to go and have a polycart at my business and pay less than the resident does for
So
the same
one of our
polycart.
plans is, this is something that we're working on, but we brought you all the residential and the rate increases for this. We will come back and assess commercial and areas over time as we see fit. As Director Parrott has mentioned, we are on par with being able to afford what we're doing with our 1,200 commercial accounts. So we're within range of where we need to be. We're not within range of the 7,500 residential.
And I know that this is going to be in that case, but we just ended up having to buy a used garbage truck because we don't have enough money, that we wanted to be frugal and be able to do this. We need to be able to have these different accounts building up. So if we're going to do this, let's make a commitment here that we're going to, in a month, let's take a look at the commercial rates.
We can get the residential rates in place, and we can come back at a later date and work on the commercial rates. It's a smaller portion of the population. And by the way, we purchased a used refuse truck because it was available. And when you we have ordered some new, was it 2 new trucks?
Yes.
But it takes a year to build them, and we were able to buy one that was already built by buying a used one. So there was more to it than just the money. But we can bring this back another date. Give you time to reflect on it. Let's get this in place.
Yes.
And get this started, and then we can come back and address commercial rates on everything, on all the commercial. And I hate to say that because I'm a commercial customer, but yes, the rates are cheap for commercial. I love that $200 30 cubic yard box. That was amazing. I'm sorry to see that leave,
Yeah.
but anyway, that's something that we can do another day, and it's it's the smallest portion of the population of the city. So in order to move on through this, rather than trying to rewrite this today, let's just move forward and bring it back to us. Can we ask you to bring that back to us in the next 30, 60 days-ish?
Just the commercial side.
Just the commercial rates.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Ms.
That-
Brittany, I know that we want to hurry up and get through some of this, and it is a long day. Can you speak about Section C, customers whose total annual household income for the preceding calendar year did not exceed 120? It shows there where we can have residents apply for a discount or a forgiveness, but they do need to do it every year.
Correct.
And they have to show their tax returns, or is it
Correct.
just a paycheck, or what? It
A
has to
tax
be a
return.
tax return. So there is something in place. Is that something that we can make sure that our residents know, since we are updating this? Because I think that's going to be very beneficial for some of those that think that if they already believe that they're going to be in a hard spot. I really like this part in here, even though it's not a lot,
Right.
but it's something.
Right.
It's in there.
Yes, ma'am.
One last thing that I'll have. So on your back, if you're looking at your book, it's on page 51 and 54. It's in section 5. It says, all revenues collected on the sanitation shall be appropriated for sanitation department expenditures only unless a 4/5 majority of the Dale City Council votes otherwise. So there's two problems about this. First off, it's not the Dale City Council. It's the Dale City Municipal Service Authority. Second off, I bet you this is one of the only supermajority required votes that we have in the city, and I don't even know if we even knew that this was hidden inside this part. So I think it should be a normal vote. It
Just
should,
strike that.
and we should strike that, whether,
Is there a reason you're asking for a supermajority on that?
That's existing language that was probably there before I was even born.
it seems like we should remove all of item 5, because the other part is it basically, it holds every bit of money that ever goes into sanitation without making it difficult for anything else. So perhaps we should just remove item 5 from this.
So we would have to have remove with modifications. So you have whichever one of you would be so kind as to read this when the time comes. It's quite lengthy for this last section, and we would need to add the portion of beginning January 1, 2026, and remove section 5.
Pam, have you got that? Say it
Section
again.
4A.
I had asked
So
Pam to-
in addition to this one, we're asking to remove section 4A, number 5. Whew, that's a fun way to do it. And also to begin January 1, 2026. So it's a bit much.
We'll call for a motion in just a minute. Let us get there first. Okay?
That's it for me. Thank you.
All right. Is there any further discussion?
Motion to close the discussion?
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Take a vote. Trustee Dean.
Aye.
Trustee Tatum.
Aye.
Trustee Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Finch.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. The public discussion portion is now closed. Now I would entertain a motion for item 8.
Nobody wants to read it. I'll prove it when we
Pam did.
We believe in you, Ms. Pam.
Okay, so I'm going to read this.
That's what both pages.
Thanks, guys. Okay. I'm going to make a motion with modifications for resolution number 09252025G, a resolution of the Del City Municipal Services Authority, City of Del City, Oklahoma, repealing and replacing in its entirety Section 4, who must use city services and charges to be collect, of Article 4, garbage billing of Subpart 1, Resolution number 020684G, of 7 of 9, Appendix A. Resolution of Municipal Services Authority amending single-family residencies base monthly charge, creating capital improvements, sanitation charge, removing fee for special pickups, amending rental of large containers, residential rates and commercial rates, repealing all conflicting resolutions, and Section 4A3 to include sentence. The writ is in a modification, and it goes as, this surcharge shall increase by the amount of the current inflation rate based on data provided by the United States Department of Commerce and shall take effect for the billing period beginning on or after July 1st of each year. The surcharge increase shall take effect without further action by the trustees of the authority in the event of the inflation rate is 0 or negative. The rates shall not change for the period. All numerical values shall be rounded to the nearest whole number with fractions of 1/2 or greater rounded upward and fractions less than 1/2 rounded downward. Section 4D to read as following. This rate shall increase by the amount of the current inflation rate based on data provided by the United States Department of Commerce and shall take effect for the billing period beginning on or after July 1st of each year. The rate increase shall take effect without further action by the trustees of the authority. In the event that the inflation rate is 0 or negative, the rate shall not change for the period. All numerical values shall be rounded to the nearest whole number with fractions of 1/2 or greater rounded upward and fractions less than 1/2 rounded downward. Section 4E to read as follows. This rate shall increase by the amount of the current inflation rate based on data provided by the United States Department of Commerce and shall take effect for the billing period beginning on or after July 1st of each year. The rate increase shall take effect without further action by the trustees of the authority. In the event that the inflation rate is 0 or negative, the rate shall not change for a period. All numerical values shall be rounded to the nearest whole number with fractions of 1/2 or greater rounded upward and fractions less than 1/2 rounded downward. These rates start January 1st, 2026, and we will remove Section 4A, number 5, and we authorize chair to endorse same.
Okay, second.
Your part was tough, wasn't it? Good job.
I'm sorry, I got a message from IT in the back that the recording didn't take place. Could you repeat it?
I think he's pulling your leg. All right.
hit me.
Back on point. Back on point. We have a motion and a second. We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, let's take the vote. Trustee Finch?
Aye.
Trustee Dean?
Aye.
Trustee Brown?
Aye.
Trustee Tatum?
Aye.
The chair votes aye. The motion carries. Move on to item number 9.
Take us home, Michael.
Motion adjourned.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
Yes, I want to bring up, we did not discuss street fees. That's, okay, but as of right now, what we have done today does not include any of the street fees. Thank you.
So I have a question, Brittany. So on rentals, the rental homes in our area, if for some reason, after people move out and those landlords push stuff out to the curb and it's prior the week or prior after, do we still pick that up if there's no service at the residence? Or bulk trash? Because I have several areas in my ward that that's happened.
We have problems to overcome.
Yeah.
The motion was adjournment. If there's no discussion on the adjournment motion, let's take the vote. Trustee Dean.
Aye.
Trustee Brown.
Aye.
Trustee Tatum.
Aye.
Trustee Finch.
Aye.
The chair votes aye. The motion carries. We are now adjourned.